Hi everybody, thanks for joining us for our Tuesday weather update brought to you by Country TV on Sky Channel 081, where we've got the stream of northeasterly cloud. You can see it coming down here, perfectly running down the coastline on that eastern side. Now it's delivering showers, some of them a little bit heavier in the North Island, and drizzle patches coming down towards Canterbury. They'll set in a little bit more over the next day or two. That's the good news with the setup, but it's making for a bit of a gloomy start to the school holidays for some of you in the east. Now when we switch on the wind maps, you can see very clearly that easterly flow pushing in here. It's all coming out of this big high down here southeast of New Zealand. That's the Chatham Islands right there. So we've got this big easterly coming through and a low to the north of us that's pulling down subtropical air and feeding that also into this easterly mix, and that's why we're seeing some heavier falls in these northern areas over the last couple of days. And it's a little bit different to the other setups we've had this year, where this has been the other way around. We've had the high to the north and that's been pulling down subtropical air going the other way around. So things are a little bit reversed, and that's why you're hearing a little bit more talk now about La Nina. La Nina is where we got warmer than average waters up here, and that produces more low pressure systems, more rainmakers, more cloud. And at the same time over in Australia, up here in the northwest, the Indian Ocean dipole is on, and that's their version of El Nino, where all the warm water, warmer than average, comes over to this part. So Australia's got a double whammy of warmer than average conditions at the moment, and that's the reason why I think we're getting a bit of spillover from them of all this wet weather. And this at the moment is a lot like La Nina, and we aren't in La Nina. That's still perhaps a couple more weeks away, and even then it may not be locked in. We're just saying the conditions are La Nina like, and so low pressure like this, a big area of it hovering around this zone, lots of easterlies, lots of low cloud and drizzle and humid showers coming down, hopefully some heavier downpours for Canterbury as we get into Wednesday afternoon. That would be a good thing. We see drizzle appearing around about lunchtime, and then it sets in a bit more into the afternoon, and no real change up here, although a little bit of a westerly coming through. We've had easterlies just down here, so a bit of a convergent zone in there with those opposing wind directions that'll push into these clouds and more showers. And on Thursday, no great change. It remains this humid nor'easter, showers, drizzle patches, and as you can see, some heavier downpours coming through now as that system pushes across the North Island. But on Friday, it clears off the North Island. We've still got the high there, still got the low there, so the two are still pushing in this humid, cloudy easterly. Still very gloomy for Bay of Plenty, Coromandel. Auckland, you're on the border of that. Southeasterly can be quite sunny, so you're on a borderline of getting cloud or drier weather, and then it gets cloudy and drizzly all the way down towards the lower part of the South Island, and no doubt you're already looking at that. That's coming in for Sunday with another burst of Australian weather, and then westerlies coming in behind that out of Australia for next week. So it's not cold. Don't forget, for the 10-minute long detailed forecast covering 10 days, go to countrytv.co.nz or visit Sky Channel 081. That's Country TV.